Next up in the Combaticons, it's Brawl. And he's pretty cool. I think he might be the best so far. Here's Blast Off. And Vortex. So Brawl, based off his name, you can kind of guess. He likes to fight. He's loud and obnoxious and in your face and all that kind of stuff. But, first off, I like his head. I like the orange and the red. Does he have a... Oh. He does. He has a bit of paint scuffing, unfortunately. The forehead crest. But, like, yeah, that red... That's the red mouth plate. That's unfortunate. Also, this shade of green in person, it might come across better on camera, but I'm not the biggest fan of it. He's wearing the Decepticon insignia like a shitty tattoo he got when he was a teenager. Like, not even wearing it proudly, it's just right there. He's got emojis on his shins. But overall, I like him. He feels sturdy. Proportionally, he looks good. Like, his thighs actually look like they're a decent length. You know, he's got a cannon turret on his backpack. For his backpack. On his back. Which, yeah, that's Brawl, basically. Articulation-wise, head is on a ball joint. Swivel it all the way around. Pop it off if you want to. Whee! There we go. Shoulders go out here, and they go all the way out there. And you have not one, but two butterfly joints. So he can like reach all the way in front of himself to do things. Bicep is at the elbow, but you also get a 90-degree elbow bend. The only thing I wish he had was a wrist swivel. Now, it just stays there for the transformation, and there's that massive hole there. I wish it could have fit in that hole. Like, I don't know. It's unfortunate. The waist swivel. Whee! Hips. Yep. That's some real good kicking. They can go out. Whee! Now he has a proper thigh swivel. And a knee joint that locks in place. Locks there. And locks there. As for the ankle, well, it just sort of starts to transform. But he has a very deep ankle pivot. And about that much toe action. And there is a perceived emptiness in those shins, just because of how far back this piece goes. Even though the shin is filled in with the tank treads, it looks like it's empty just because it goes that far back. So overall, posability is very good. The bicep, the butterfly joint is a very nice addition. It gives him something a lot of figures don't have these days. Like the ability to actually reach in front of your chest. Looking at you. Blast off. And he has a veritable armory of weapons to choose from. So first, he has this tiny little gun, which is nothing to scoff at. It's not the size of the gun, it's how you use it. Which is just a nice little handheld pistol. He also has leftovers that initially I thought were Broodkiss's guns, and I still kind of think that, but these are, well, from his original toy. So what you can do is you can either plug them into the sides of the turret, which unfortunately they don't bend further straight than that because you start separating them. But you can actually use the other connection because it's got two tabs right there. You can plug them like that to get this, well, fork of death going on with his backpack. But if you actually want them to point forward, you can unlock his tank turret, swivel it, and you can, just fold it down. And right here on what is the back of the turret, you can plug them in right here. And now he has massive forward-facing shoulder cannons. Plus that. And you just hold him by the tail. Brawl, I like a lot. The color, not so much, but like him overall as a robot, he's very fun to mess with, and he actually looks good playing with, like being played with. So to transform him is very easy to figure out. Like 1 second I looked at him, I thought, yeah, I know how that works, and almost. I missed the first step, which is opening his chest and then folding it up and closing it back. Because I'm like, I can see how the legs work, and I vaguely see how the arms work. So I'm like, I should be able to form a tank, like, right away. But I missed that step. Now we're going to take this piece and fold it out to cover up the hand, I guess. It also slices the Decepticon insignia, making it look even worse. Like those tattoos that only look good at one angle, and then you flex your arm, and you're like, oh, that's actually what it's supposed to look like, and then you unflex, and you go, oh, that's not good. So we're going to rotate the arm, and we're not going to plug them in yet, because they're going to plug into the legs after we've done the legs. But this little section on the bicep, you're going to fold that down, because that's part of the tank treads. Speaking of those, you're going to unfold the front and fold it in, and it's going to sit right there. Fold, fold, fold. And it's not good to tab them together yet. We're going to untab. Well, they're not really. Are they tabbed in? Yes, but not a very strong connection. But you're going to straighten out the tank turrets. Yeah, I said that. And we're going to fold it all the way up. So it's going to tab in multiple places. So it's going to tab in right here, and right here. You want it to do that. And then the arm is going to lock in like that. And this piece is going to close to fully form the tank treads. And we already have the tank turret in the right position, so we're just going to do the other leg. Fold it up. Unfurl. That's the word. Unfurl the tank treads. And look in the arm. Something's... Nope, we're good. Close, close. And now you have a tank. A little greenish brown tank. Looks good. The transformation's fairly nice. I do like how the tank treads fold into his legs. I wish the arms did a bit more, and, you know, he's got visible head right there, but, you know, you can't see him. He's covering up his eyes. He's got a little sleeping mask on. Because, nope, this is tank mode. You're not supposed to see me. So the turret does the swivelly turret thing, what you expect. And also the barrel can go up and down. Up and down. And if you want, you can push it forward. But that limits completely the swiveling. And also you have a gap right here. But I guess you have the gap right there also. So you can plug the tiny gun into that hole on the hatch. I don't think the hatch of a turret should have a hole in it. That might defy the purpose of, like, opening it. I'm not sure. It would seem it would be easier to drop grenades into it at that point. But what do I know about... We're only on the precipice of World War III after all, so... You can plug it there, or... I just noticed this recently. There's a little tab right there. I'm not flipping you off, although I am flipping you off. That plugs right in there. And nowhere else. Like, I see no other visible slots for it to go. Even in the bigger ones, the peg gets in the way. So that's only there for that. And these things have pretty much the same spots on the tank turret, or their original place on the G1 toy on the back. They can swivel up about that high and no rotation. And he's got actual wheels. Little caster crappy ones, and you got 4 of them, but, like, it feels so rare to have a tank with actual proper wheels. I wish it had functioning caterpillar treads, but given the transformation, I think that one might have been impossible. It might have been too difficult to engineer. We'll just get one comparison in. So here's Blastoff. And here's his Vortex. Man, this team needs a serious talking to about color. Like, as shite as the Fall of Cybertron was, at least it knew how to be colorful and eye-catching. This is like blah and boring. But, you know, military, I guess. But overall, I really like Brawl. I think he's the most solid of the team so far. And even and both modes are quite fun. That transformation is a little cool. Like, it's an effective transformation that forms a solid tank mode and has a solid robot mode and a yet to be seen combined mode. One day. We don't even have a release date on Swindle yet. He's been shown off, and I'm sure they didn't want him to be shown off because I think he would have gotten a release date, but we'll get Swindle at some point, and Onslaught I didn't pre-order and I have to buy at some point. They're on the way. Although that does make me wonder what combiner is next. I think there have been rumors, but nothing concrete yet. Like, they're basically going through everyone that was in Combiner Wars. Superion, Devastator, Bruticus, Defensor, and I have a Power of the Primes, the oh god, Abominus, that was it. Hunger and Abominus. I'm thinking, like, we're getting those legend combiners, like, that I'm not interested at all. We got, like, like, the ones that were the Dinopots and then have gotten repainted twice. I'm just trying to think what other combiners will... It'll be interesting, certainly. I don't know if Age of the Primes is going into, like, the second year, but, like, year 3. I mean, we could get another combiner this year. Just food for thought, I guess. Until next time, thanks for watching. I can't stop making. That's one of the only tank puns I've got. But also, they're very obvious things in the real world happening that we should talk about, but you know, they're not using tanks. They're using drones and bombs, and it's not a good situation right now. Keep your hopes up. It'll turn around, and also keep it weird. Bye. War. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing.